The 2018-2019 season is ready to start. Today, NSDA announced the new Lincoln Douglas topic for September and October. Resolved, in the United States, reporters ought to have the right to protect the identity of confidential sources. In this video, we'll be exploring the topic from both the affirmative and negative perspective by identifying 5 warrants debaters should look to as a means of supporting their cases. If you are unsure of what a warrant is or how warrants are used to build and support your case, check out our video, What is a Warrant? In that video, you will learn how warrants build bridges between your claims and evidence, helping you to win more rounds. Without further ado, let's jump into our 5 warrants. We'll start with the affirmative. The first warrant to consider on this side is confidentiality of sources as a human right. This may seem far-fetched, but consider how ingrained the idea of a free press and freedom of expression are integrated into our social contract. Going even further, the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, an official organ of the Organization of American States, of which the United States is a founding member, codifies source confidentiality in its October 2000 Declaration of Principles on the Freedom of Expression, stating, "Every social communicator has the right to keep his/her source of information, notes, personal and professional archives, confidential." The next warrant deals with journalism as a profession. With the current anti-media dialogue of many in the public discourse, this warrant may be the one that needs the most attention in the round if the affirmative is to be successful. As a profession, journalism must be self-regulating. Tom Kent, president of the Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty organization, points out that the difficulty of defining who qualifies as a journalist in the U.S. puts the responsibility of policing on journalists themselves. This environment can only work if the profession of journalism is given the room to self-regulate through an avid protection of journalistic rights. Our third warrant switches over to the negative perspective. National security trumps individual rights. This is important as the world continues a near 2-decade asymmetric war on terrorism. The march against journalistic privilege began during the George W. Bush presidency. It increased under President Obama and seems to be continuing under Trump. The government is reacting to increasingly sensitive information that is being leaked to the world. Gabriel Schoenfeld, senior fellow at the Hudson Institute, points out during the Obama administration that much of this crackdown is to blame on the growing recklessness of journalists. While this may seem like victim blaming, there is an apparent truth to the increased amount of sensitive material being leaked to the world. The next warrant is the inverse of our second warrant. Warrant 4 states that confidentiality hurts public trust. The late Steve Buttrey, former director of student media at LSU's Manship School of Mass Communication, put it clearly. We undercut our credibility and we are being inaccurate most of the time when we use the terms anonymous sources or anonymity. This becomes more important at a time when large portions of the population do not trust the media. According to a 2017 Gallup poll, only 27% of Americans have great confidence in the media. The final warrant is the main warrant clash of the topic. That is, what is the definition of the freedom of the press? Both sides will need to answer and connect with the judge on whether confidential sources are necessary for the continuation of this freedom enshrined in our Bill of Rights. The courts are an important source to pull from, though it provides a mixed record on the issue. Some important cases to look at: New York Times v. United States in 1971, Brandsburg v. Hayes in 1972, Zerker v. Stanford Daily in 1978, and Cohen v. Krause Media from 1991. Today we have discussed 5 warrants for the new Lincoln Douglas topic. Resolved, in the United States, reporters ought to have the right to protect the identity of confidential sources. Being able to identify and address the warrants in a round enable the debater to better connect with the judge. Ultimately, it is about winning more rounds. While we have provided a starting point, the work is only beginning. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of what we have to offer at Real Critique, check out our website. There you'll find everything from LD theory to criterion analysis. Also follow us on social media. Finally, subscribe to our YouTube channel and press that like button.